Let Olgir die. Okay, let's go for that. I think this is just gonna give us to this part. We're gonna get him floating from the skies.
Your wife, and the rose you gave her that day.
This is not what I asked for.
Wait,
Phrased
what?
your wish wrong.
Wait, hold on, wait. Let me start from the beginning now. Is this different? What did he do?
Strange choice of locale. Guessing there's a reason for it.
You're an art lover. Thought you'd appreciate the place.
A witcher with aesthetic sensibility. Forgive my disbelief. But since we're here, I believe you have something for me.
Fulfilled your third wish.
Show me my qualities all the way
A
up.
canvas, and on it, your house, your wife, and the rose you gave her that day.
Wow.
This is not what I asked
What?
for.
Phrased your wish wrong.
Not the first time. And it's been my downfall.
And take the rose. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I didn't want her to suffer
So
with just being sad and stuff.
She looks alive.
That
She
it just
is,
felt
in a way.
wrong.
Iris painted this, then entered it.
What? How?
Think she missed you. The real you. She wanted the pact to expire, so you could be yourself again. How you were before, no matter the price.
Iris. What a mess we made of it all. If I'd only known then how it would end. What's happening?
And then here he comes.
I feel as though a hot iron's pierced my chest.
Something I find funny is that he's literally walking from the actual moon. So he very well could have met him on the moon. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I don't know if he could teleport people. Well, no, he definitely, I don't know if he could teleport people. Because I feel like Geralt was just in his head during that whole part. Look at him, bro. He's coming down from the actual moon.
So glad to see everyone's made it. How do you feel, Von Emmerich? A little less troubled? Lighter in the heart?
Or dim. What do you want?
What do you mean, what? Your soul.
You forget. The pact states you can take it only once you fulfilled 3 wishes and...
Most overpowered villain I've seen. I feel like he definitely is, bro. The fact that we didn't get to even fight him, technically.
Well, what do you know?
They usually won't give Geralt a fight that he can't. Well, no, I mean he's fought vampires, I guess, so like higher vampires, and we obviously can't really kill them. So
we had a pact. The moon is there. There,
brother.
not here.
I hate to see it happen, bro.
What you wished for. Here, on the moon, our contract you fulfilled.
Awesome. You cheated me.
Never cheat.
Man, that fight with Detlef though was honestly one of my favorite fights in Witcher. Like, it probably is my favorite fight. It was just so freaking cool. The transformations and like the 3 different stages and stuff.
Soul belongs to me.
Oh gosh, you don't get a choice? Oh my goodness, he gets old. And he burns. Oh my god, he took his skull.
At last, it's over. We must.
Wow, so if I didn't meet the...
Business
Wow.
with you is pure pleasure.
Gonna remove the brand.
Ah, right away. Done. Now, tell me what reward you've chosen.
Want to go hungry again. A bottle of vodka that always full. Make me rich. Don't want anything from you. Want to know where Ciri is. I don't think that last part would be available if you've completed the story.
Tell me where to find Ciri, my...
Adopted daughter. I know. Sadly, I can't be of service.
Excuse me?
Why not?
There are certain things even I cannot meddle with. Ciri is hidden from my gaze. She's
Uh-huh.
beyond my reach. But finding her's not what should concern you most. Because you will. I'm certain of it.
So what should?
A great danger lies in wait. If you wish, I can tell you how you might evade it. Unless you prefer to ask for something else.
Well, is this
You
like all
know
the
who
choices?
Ciri is,
Probably.
so you know how much she means to me. Of course I want to keep her from any danger.
Then there's a few things you must remember. There will come a time when she will come to you defeated, resigned. Find a way to make her laugh.
That's when
There will
Vesemir
come
dies.
a time when one will betray her. Let her vent her rage.
That's when freaking, I forgot his
There will
name,
come
the
a
elf.
time when she will grieve for a friend. Grieve with her. There will come a
Avalok,
time
yeah.
when fear will
And we have to
engulf
trash
her.
his place.
Instill courage in her, but do not act in her stead.
I know what that is.
And never, ever let her feel as if you've sold her out.
Funny enough, I didn't
What
actually
now?
do all those
I'll
choices.
have to
Like,
find another poor
I
fool.
didn't let her trash
Have it this
Avalok's
side,
laboratory.
idiot.
I also
But I do
didn't,
know if I ever have trouble collecting a
I'm
debt,
guessing
I shall
not
turn
acting
to
her
a
steed was
witcher.
when she was going to talk to the lodge, but I kind of went with her just because, like, I don't trust any sorceresses. You're not cool, dude. You're not cool, dude. Dude. Oh, bring her to right, because he did want to see his daughter. I suppose that was the whole point. Okay. This was a very ominous ending, so I'm glad I got the other one. Deal with him, anything or order anything that's how you're a good antagonist. For the bad ending, yeah. Okay, I mean, yeah, that's it, man. That was a good one. Hello? 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 Alright, so, right? Get this, okay? Finished Hearts of Stone. Amazing deals or expansion really. And it was very cool to get this character who apparently has always been there from the beginning, gone to Rodim. The thing is, right, when he asked if I remembered him, I had no idea who he was, but he did say that he was there in like White Orchid. And he helped me look for Yennefer, and I was like, I don't remember that, right? So what I did was I went back to my very first video of Witcher 3, which is this one, and I looked for the part where I was in the pub or whatever, and I think it's like right here. And oh my gosh, I didn't like fully play it out, but like I just got to that part. Let me see if I can find him. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me go back just a little bit. We're gonna just let this play out real quick. I'm gonna keep myself. Well, I'm gonna talk regardless. Look at my camera in the corner like this, bro. Look how different this is. Maybe I'll get the hang of it. I guess it's probably gonna be like the alternative to the dice poker. Hopefully. Bro, shut up, bro. Hopefully I'll never have to. There he is, and his name is literally it, bro. They actually call him what?
Not like everyone, and not just anyone.
Let me let this play out. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, bro. Black and white.
What if people just can't spell anything? You know what we're talking about?
It'll lift your spirits.
But that means that they've been planning this from the beginning, no?
I don't want to hear him repeat himself. That'll lift my spirits.
You look haggard. It's just a few drops to improve your mood. A little snapsies never hurt a soul.
Can we cut to the chase? You seen her or not?
Yennefer of Vengerberg.
Oh. Look at me, all puzzled. How did he know that?
I bet. You know what? Let's string.
I thought this dude was just some dude who worked with Yennefer.
Yet you described her perfectly. Once I hear something, I never forget.
Uh-huh.
Can't help it.
Did I ask who he was? Did I ask? I didn't ask. Dang.
What a quest.
He probably just say he was like a trader or whatever.
Dandelions.
The only way a humble merchant might hope to rub up
Humble merchant, right?
Unless he's as lucky as I am.
What you talking about?
Into a very patient
Yeah, what
Witcher.
you talking about?
It's Geralt of Rivia himself, the Butcher of Blaviken.
I asked, wow.
Who are you?
A mangy vagrant, gone to road demon at your service.
Vagrant. That a profession now?
Once a merchant of mirrors, the man in crowd dubbed me
Merchant of
Master
Mirrors.
Liver, or the man of
Master
mirrors.
Mirror.
Mirror Master. Of course.
Wow, I said it back then too.
You see Yennefer.
Deepest apologies, but I must ask, is this about love?
Here's the thing, bro. What am I really like looking for her for exactly? I mean, like, yeah, no. I know why I'm looking for it, but it's like, it's not really about love because like I've got a whole girl now.
Okay, don't say too much. Don't say too much. Don't say too much. Don't say too much. Shh. Just ask. Just answer the question. Just answer the question. Answer the question. Answer the question.
Yes.
Yes. As a vagrant, I deserve no explanation.
But that
What do
wasn't
you
a no.
know? Tell me.
Before you appeared, it never occurred to me that might have been Yennefer. Who would have thought?
Are you lying?
Get to the point.
An Nilfgaardian scout from the local garrison saw her.
Where?
At their camp. She rode in there. Dark of night. Black and white. Gooseberries and... Yes, I know. Had a terse exchange with the garrison commander and raced off.
Where to?
I'm not omniscient. Ask her.
That's a lie, because he definitely is.
Thanks.
We men of the road must stick together. Perhaps one day I'll be in trouble and you'll be nearby to help.
And he's just gone. He just disappears.
So what you're saying is now I owe you. You got a Quentin card for an exam.
And I owe him. Oh my gosh. And then there's this whole fight where Roach like kicks one of the guys out and like out cold. Oh my gosh, bro, he was there the whole time. I'm gonna leave a comment for myself. I freaking can't believe that, dude. Hello everybody. Yes, we're here. We're doing this. Last tier list I ever did was on Mass Effect characters, and now here we are doing it for Witcher bosses. I could have done Witcher characters, but like I don't really feel like Witcher characters have that rank ability that Mass Effect characters have, especially because a lot of them are already set in stone once the books have come out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the Mass Effect characters are shaped throughout the game, as the Witcher characters are already shaped from the books, and then they're kind of the same as the games progress. So I can't really do that. I could, but I don't really think I should. So I decided, since I've played Witcher 1, 2, and 3, why don't I just rank the bosses? How about that? I haven't actually, oh my god, I didn't actually fix this, but I'm gonna go ahead and put these in, of course, 5 categories. The F tier is bosses that I didn't fight. The C tier are easy AF, like bosses who really just shouldn't be bosses in my opinion. Then we're gonna have pretty good. Then we're gonna have A, where's the plus sign? Oh my gosh. A plus boss fight. And then S is not going to be a fantastic boss fight or S tier boss fight. No, it's going to be rage quit. They bosses that I've literally just rage quit at. Okay? That's what we're going to do there. So we're going to go through all these bosses one by one. I have Witcher bosses from Witcher 1 to Witcher 2 to Witcher 3. And we're going to rank every single one of them. I'm going to try to go in order of games. This guy's like right down here, but technically he's the first Witcher boss, or he's one of the first Witcher bosses. I can really start off with him though. This guy he's basically the final guy that you fight as a like a fist fight in Witcher 1. To be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie to you. He was like super easy. All of the like fist fights in Witcher 1 are like mad easy. Just because you can kind of just dodge and then hit, dodge and then hit, dodge and then hit, and that's just it. They don't really counter it at all. Witcher 2, there's like quick time events that you would hit to kind of get the advantage. There's no real skill to it. And then Witcher 3, you know, you have a lot more going on, like heavy attacks, light attacks, dodging and whatnot. He's easy though, so he's gonna get easy AF. Alright. So starting off, we have Dagon. Now, I had to look up who this was a little bit because I forgot, but Dagon is like the Cthulhu boss that you fight in Witcher 1. And when you defeat him, you become knighted by the Lady of the Lake, and then she gives you Erendite. Did I say the sword name right? She gives you Erendite, and you know, you eventually become knighted. Of course, you lose Erendite in Witcher 2, and then you gain him back in Witcher 3. I guess it's the Blood and Wine DLC, because that's when I got it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually did like this fight a lot, because he was technically kind of like a god. And, you know, it's kind of crazy that girl actually fought him and won. So I am gonna put him at, like, pretty good. He's not an A+ boss. I'm not gonna lie to you, like, none of the, like, Witcher 1 bosses are, because they're kind of just basic. But, yeah. He's pretty good. He's not bad. I didn't think I really died to him, actually. I probably only died maybe once to him. Next up is the Frightener. And if I remember correctly, I'm probably hoping I didn't get this right. Or I'm hoping I got this right. The Frightener is one of the first bosses you fight in the Battle of Kaer Morhen against the Salamanders. I actually didn't fight this guy, because you're choice between either fighting this thing or going with the newer Witcher to fight the Professor. Then, of course, he dies and yada yada yada. And then meanwhile, like, Vesemir and Eskel, I think, actually kill this thing. So unfortunately, I didn't fight it. You're not going to see me fight it, because I'm not going back to Witcher 1. Unless it's the remastered version. Next up is the Golem. Now, the Golem is a boss fight in the swamplands of Witcher 1 that actually has a ton of health. And I've died a few times to this guy. There's like this one thing that you can do where I think you like, there's like this pole that you can interact with or hit or something like that, and when you hit it, a huge like blast of lightning comes like shooting down from the sky, and then it basically can almost insta-kill you if you're not using Quen, or it'll do like a good chunk of damage to this golem. I learned that like about like the second life in. I was like, oh, okay, this is cakewalk. Honestly, this boss, I'm going to say it's pretty good because it doesn't depend on you actually having to kill it just through like, you know, strength and stuff. It requires you to kind of use your brain. So I don't even think it tells you that you can do that. But yeah, it's not a bad fight. So I'm going to put it pretty good. And of freaking course, this MF right here, okay? This right here is the hell, it says Hellhound in the bestiary like picture, but it's called the Beast, and this was one of the first major boss fights that you fight in Witcher 1. Now, Witcher 3 players are going to recognize this thing as a Barghest that you see in the Blood and Wine DLC. However, those are just regular Barghests. You fight Barghest in Witcher 1. The Beast is essentially like a giant Barghest, but it's red instead of green. When I tell you, this, I don't even know, I don't have the words for it. This thing gave me the most stressful time of my life in a video game. I'm talking about, bro, I probably died at least 10 different times. And I'm going to actually show you a video of it. Hold on, let me actually pull it up real quick. This lady right here is a witch. She's part of the village, and she usually, I think, like, helps people out there. But as it turns out, right, you have a choice between essentially saving the switch and protecting her from the villagers, or letting the villagers kill her in order to, I guess, save themselves because they believe that she's what's causing the beast to roam around and kill people. Which, if you know anything about Bargus, the only reason that they really spawn into the world is through foul play, or basically just acts of, I don't know, like acts of violence. So she's not actually one creating it, but they believe so, and they try to kill her. When you come out of this cave, it starts a whole line of dialogue. Like, Geralt goes, there's like, okay, so this is me choosing to defend her, right? But like, the thing is, even before that, there's like this whole line of dialogue that you have to go through. You see all of that, bro? You have to go through all of that. And what makes it even worse is, once you have gotten past this dialogue, it instantly puts you through the boss fight. You see this is all cutscene. And then here comes the beast. I'm gonna let you just watch my first interaction with the beast. Go ahead. See, there's a bunch of Bargus, a whole bunch of small Bargus. Abigail, that's her name, she instantly gets downed, okay? Now, let me tell you something real quick. The point of Abigail in this boss fight is actually supposed to be her healing you, okay? She's a witch, but she has the ability to heal you periodically, so long as you keep her up. She doesn't exactly die in this, but she will get knocked out for like, I want to say like 30 seconds. And unfortunately, she does not have a lot of health, so she is constantly getting knocked down by all these Bargus. These Bargus do not have a set amount of times where they can spawn. No, they will continue to spawn over and over and over and over again. And unfortunately, because you're not just fighting the Bargus but also the beast, it's near impossible to keep Abigail alive unless you are strictly sticking next to her. Another thing as well, as you're going to find out, is the beast has a very stupid ability that thankfully isn't in Witcher anymore. At least it kind of is, but not as strong as it is in the first Witcher game. So we're going to just let this play out. There's Abigail on the floor. There's the beast right there, right? You see that? Suddenly Geralt stopped hitting. He got some kind of passive curse on him. That is essentially a form of a stun, right? Geralt gets stunned in the middle of combat, and he's just stuck there looking at his face, holding the sword like this, just not swinging or anything, right? I'm gonna get hit here, and you would think when you get hit while being stunned, you would be unstunned instantly, right? No.
What are you doing? What's happening right now? What's happening right now?
Yeah. When you're stunned, you are basically, you're literally stun locked. And no matter how many times you get hit, no matter what happens, you will continue to be stunned until that duration is over. Which means when you are stunned, you are at the mercy of the AI. Because they will continue to hit you, whether they want to or not. Like, they will just continue to beat on you. And it is the most annoying thing. Now, this whole video is 52 minutes. And yeah, it looks like it only took me about, 8 minutes to do this? No. I died about 10 times. It took me about, half an hour to complete this. I think I probably did it in 2 different days, honestly. I can't remember. But it got to the point, right, where I went and I looked it up, and basically people told me, yeah, this thing is a terrible boss. I absolutely hated fighting this thing. And once I got past it, I was so ready to just continue on with the game and just get it over with. Because I was like, yeah, if this is the first boss, it's only a matter of time before I have to deal with something a lot harder. So, instantly, the beast is on rage quit level. Not an A+ fight, not easy as F, not even good, bro. It was just stupid. Next up, okay, is a Kikimor Queen, but I don't actually remember fighting the Kikimor Queen. I'm sure I have, but I don't remember doing it. And it could be because it was easy. I'm just gonna say I didn't fight it. Now, this is the Kokshi. if I remember correctly, the Kokshi is one of the animals that this MF spawns during like the final part of Witcher 1. And this thing did kill me a few times, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're basically entering like a salamander castle and you're chasing this guy. He leads you into a room and then he spawns this thing out and you have to fight this thing. Thing is, again, saves are really bad in Witcher 1. You have to manually save and you'll basically be set back. You have certain level caps, you can't meditate, or you can't actually take potions mid-fight. You have to meditate, take potions, all that stuff. It's really dumb. I don't know why they did that in Witcher 1. Glad Witcher 3 fixed on that. But this thing, it didn't make me rage, but I will say it was a pretty good boss fight, because had I been more equipped, I think I would have been able to handle it. Next up, this right here, Witcher 3 players may not know who this is, but this blue being, which is also a specter, happens to be the Wild Hunt. Yes, Aridin. This guy right here. These are the same two people. So you're probably wondering, why does he look like this? Why does he look like he's a bunch of bones and like tentacles and he's like a specter? Oh, well, that's because Witcher 1 wasn't originally planning on him being an elf, which is why when I saw him in Witcher 3, I was like, this is not the Wild Hunt. This is what, like one of his lackeys? No, it is indeed the same person. He shows up once during like one of the beginning episodes of Witcher 1. And then he shows up at the very end while you're fighting, I don't even know if he's on this list. I think this is him. Bethesda Aldersberg. I'm going to get to him later though. I wish it would show his face, but it's not going to. It's fine though. This dude, honestly, he wasn't actually that hard of a fight, now that I remember. I don't think I really died to him. If I did, I died probably like one time to him. He was honestly... He was pretty easy, yeah. He was honestly pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie to you, I mean, kind of spoiler for what I'm gonna be ranking Aridin here. Aridin's kind of overrated. As far as boss fights go, he's not really cool. Moving on to the next one, this is the Zoogle, right? This is the Zoogle. Now, if you play Witcher 3, Geralt actually refers to the Zoogle pretty often, and to somebody who hasn't played Witcher 1, it might just sound like just something that he probably did in the books, but yeah, he in fact fought this thing. And this boss fight was actually pretty fun because I actually caught on instantly how I was supposed to fight it. Unfortunately, I was making mistakes on my own and I kept dying. This boss fight I don't think made me rage quit or anything, but I definitely died a lot fighting it. It was actually a pretty good fight though. So surprisingly, this is probably going to be my first A+ boss fight because it actually felt like a boss fight. Like, this thing was in the sewers, it was like shooting out tentacles, you had to fight the tentacles, then the head would come out, you would fight the head, and then it would go back under, and you would just kind of repeat. It was cool. It was a pretty solid fight, so A+ boss fight. This is... What's the name of it? What is the name? Because I don't remember the name of the person who it is. Oh, it's Ada. Okay, yeah. So, if you remember King Foltest had a daughter. I believe she was like a bastard daughter, but this is Ada, and essentially she was hit with a curse that turned her into is it a Striga? Yeah, a Striga, which is essentially just a little like beast or whatever. When you're playing Witcher 1, you actually get her in like the beginning cutscene, becoming a Striga, and you see her fight Geralt and stuff and whatnot, and it's pretty cool. Her boss fight isn't really much of a boss fight. That is, if you're trying to cure her, because you could also kill her, I believe. But if you're trying to kill her, or like cure her, you would kind of just wait her out, essentially. And then she would be cured of her curse. Surprisingly enough, this isn't that much of a boss fight. I'm going to put her in pretty good, just because, you know, she didn't make me rage. She was actually pretty easy. She was pretty easy, but she was only easy because I didn't try to kill her. You know what I'm saying? Next up, do we have any more? Okay, we do have like a few more Witcher 1 bosses. Here is the Professor. This googly boy, honestly, he was actually pretty easy. No, he was easy. He doesn't have like any special abilities. You fight him once, like in the Battle of Kaer Morhen in the very beginning, and then you fight him again, I think in the swamps, and that's when you actually kill him. He's nothing really big from what I remember. He was kind of overrated. The main villain mainly was this dude. I'm forgetting his name, but I'm sure I'm gonna like find it. Azar Java, that's his name. But the professor honestly wasn't really hard at all. Azar Javid, this dude, I'm gonna tell you why, okay? I think you fight Azar Javid a total of maybe like 3 times in the Witcher one. During the final fight though, you get locked in this chamber with him, and there's this choice that you make like maybe a chapter beforehand where you meet this other Witcher. I'm forgetting his name, and I hate it because I actually liked him. He was pretty cool. You meet this other Witcher. Turns out he was actually working with Azar Javid and the professor, so you kind of betray the Witchers. You can choose to either forgive him or condemn him. If you choose to forgive him, he actually comes back in the final fight, and he helps you fight this dude. Unfortunately, he does actually end up dying as well, but it's pretty useful that he does help you fight because he definitely brings this dude down a little bit. Unfortunately, again, the way Witcher bosses are set up in Witcher 1, you can't take potions or anything, so you really have to do your best to fight him. He was casting all kinds of different magics and stuff, and I can't remember what, but I remember that I've died like multiple times to him. And I just kind of got lucky, I think, at one point, and that's how I won and beat him. So yeah, Azar Javid, absolutely hated fighting him. He was terrible. And last one is Jaquez de Aldersberg. Now, this dude is the leader of the Flaming Rose in Witcher 1, and he actually, if I believe correctly, is kind of actually the final boss, along with the Wild Hunt. But it's mainly him who's the final boss and kind of the villain overall of the main story. Honestly, as far as like final boss fights go, I would say he was like a pretty solid fight. I wish I could show his face properly, but it cropped out his face. He was a solid fight though. I don't remember if he used any kind of magic, but you fight him like in the White Frost area, and he puts up a pretty good fight. He was pretty alright. You do beat him, and that's kind of just it. It was pretty challenging, but I don't think I really died. I probably died maybe 1 time at most, but yeah. So that's it. That's it for Witcher 1. That is my Witcher 1 bosses, and now we're going to move on to Witcher 2. Now, Witcher 2 doesn't actually have as many bosses as Witcher 1 has. In fact, honestly, when I think about it, Witcher 2 was probably a lot shorter. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, only 4 bosses in Witcher 1 or Witcher 2 that I could think of. So we're going to start off with the first one that we fight, which I believe is actually the Karen. The Karen is this giant like tentacle monster, like octopus, that it's like a kraken, but it's called the Karen. It attacks you in a swamp area, and you have to work with Sheila de Tangerville, one of the sorceresses of the lodge, to beat it. This boss fight definitely worked me pretty badly for multiple reasons. One of them being that you have to basically trap its tentacles using the Erden sign, and I didn't know that. Sheila would constantly tell me to use Erden, but I didn't understand what she meant by it. It wasn't until it started like falling onto the Erden signs that I realized it was trapping it, and then I can hit the tentacles and cut them off. I died multiple times before I even figured out how to do that. But once I did, it kind of became just make sure you dodge the tentacles and don't get crushed by them. And then you get to a point where you have to do quick time events. Now, quick time events are something that's kind of new to Witcher. Once you get into Witcher 2, they're not in Witcher 3 from what I remember. No, they're not even in Witcher 3. It's only like a Witcher 2 thing. But there's like a quick time event stuff that you have to do, and I've died a few times to it. And I feel like I should put the Karen in Rage Quit, but honestly, I think it was a pretty solid boss fight. Had I have actually used my brain, I think it would have been a lot better. So I'm going to put the Karen in A+ boss fights. It was actually a pretty dang fun one. Getting all the cutscenes of me actually killing it was pretty cool. If we're going in order, the next one is this guy right here. And you probably don't know who he is because you can't see his bald ass head, but this is in fact Letho, the Witcher. There's multiple. I think there's 2 fights where you fight Letho, but the only one I'm focusing on is the first fight that you have with them. This dude right here, when I tell you, Letho infuriated me. Okay, Letho was terrible because the thing about Letho is you've never fought a Witcher in the Witcher series until you got to Letho. And what he does is essentially copycat Geralt. Except he can do it much better because at this stage you're not even that high of a level as Geralt already. I think you're like maybe like 20 to 14. And he has access to like 3 different sets of things. For one, he has better fighting styles than you. He's just easier. He's just a lot more able to like move around and hit you better. I don't think he gets stunned at all. He definitely just keeps on swinging at you. Unless you gain your distance, right? The thing with that is, anytime you do gain your distance, he'll either do one of 2 things to you. One, he will throw bombs at you. I'm talking about grape shots. He will throw those at you, and they will do damage, dude. Which is when you're like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and activate Quen, right? It'll still like basically strip your Quen away. But if you are in fact at like a medium range too far away, he will either hit you with, I think, Igni or Ard. And bro, for some reason, if I remember correctly, I think his Ard actually hurts. I could go ahead and look it up real quick, my boss fight with him. But he hits you with Ard, I know that much. And honestly, that stuff, it like actually hurt. And I remember like at the time, I don't even think my Ard hurt. Like I don't think my Ard did damage. But what he does. So he already insta-hits me with Ard. And it does damage, you can see on my health bar. He activates Quen himself, and then he's also using Igni. Like at the same time. You see me try to get space from him. He uses Ard again, and then he activates Quen again, right? I decide, okay, I'm gonna go and do the same thing. Right as soon as I'm about to do it, he throws a bomb, then he hits me with Igni. Like there's literally like, when I tell you, this boss fight was so freaking stupid. Like I don't get why his Ard actually did damage. Bro, I end up dying here. I'm pretty sure he just swings over to me. This infuriated me. I forgot that I actually like left a little bit of a commentary on it. Let me get this a little closer just to talk. At this very point in the game, I realized that I'm severely outmatched. There was no way I was defeating Letho at the current stage I was at. Like I didn't have any good weapons, any good armor. I had like no skills. For example, you know the ability to counter enemies' attacks when you time it perfectly? I think it's called riposte or riposte or something like that. That we literally see in the freaking tutorial. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't have that unlocked. So I could not counter this dude's abilities whatsoever. Also, yeah, armor was severely weak. Like I was getting hit by like signs like Ard and then just getting knocked and getting hit for like chunks of health. Just keep talking, bro. Damage wise, I was doing nothing to him. Like literally this dude was a tank to kill. And I was like annoyed, man. But because of that, I literally said screw it. I ended the session here, I believe. And I'm sorry. The day after, I just decided to just grind out every single side mission known to man that was in this chapter.
That's not funny.
Anything that would give me money or give me some kind of cool reward. So things like the troll that was under the bridge, I did that. Things like I think finishing out with the Scoia'tael spy woman, I did that. Just anything that was a side mission in this. Even the Neckar nest, I did that. Do you know how bad of a boss you have to be to make somebody load a previous save and do every single side mission known to man? Like, that's not right, bro. But though, rage quit inducing. Absolutely terrible. This dude was like a commander or something like that you fight later on in the chapter. What's his name again? What's his name? The Drog. I ain't gonna lie to you, this is actually a pretty solid fight. It was pretty cool fighting him. He was pretty difficult, I'm not gonna lie, but I didn't rage with him. I think it probably took me maybe like 4 lives before I actually beat him. He was pretty cool to fight, honestly. and I'm gonna keep him at A tier. Yeah, I mean, A tier to pretty well. No, we're gonna put him at pretty good. We're gonna keep him at pretty good. This one right here, now, this boss fight right here, this is Saskia, also known as, what is it, synthesis or whatever, hypothesis, whatever. Anyways, this here is a dragon, the first dragon you ever fight in the Witcher series, and honestly the only dragon you ever fight in the Witcher series. Now, she actually happens to be in like a plot twist way, which you don't even really find out. I didn't find out about it until like as I was watching people play, but she happens to be an actual person who you meet earlier on in the Witcher series, in the Witcher 2 game, and she turns into a dragon because she's under the control of, I think, Philippa Eilhart, or either her or Sheila, but she's turned into a dragon, and she basically wreaks havoc upon a whole bunch of like military officials like Radovid and like a few other people. I can't remember who else. And then you're essentially tasked with fighting her. This boss fight, out of all these boss fights, I'm not gonna lie to you, out of these three and her, she's probably number one as far as like making me actually want to throw up. Like this boss fight right here. No, you can stop talking, bro. This boss fight literally had me like sweating, bro. Like I'm talking about my it's TMI, bro, but like my actual butt was like literally sweating the entire boss fight. This boss, bro, there's just so many ways that she can actually attack you, whether it's biting you, flying up in the air, shooting fire at you, whipping her with her tail, all those things. You have to constantly roll away from her while also using Igni like that to kind of keep your distance while also doing damage.
This is such a sweaty boss fight. I'm sweating more here than I did when I first fought Letho.
Proof that this was actually it. Bro, if you've seen how I fought Letho, bro. If I thought this was harder than Letho, then it was harder than Letho, for sure.
And that stressed me out, that fight, dude. Get took. That's what's gonna happen again, that I'm gonna die.
Oh yeah. And you're obviously noticing the change in attire. That's because this indeed may be rage. I stopped playing for an entire day and I came back the next day because I wasn't doing this.
And she wants to run at me. Oh my god, dude, I can't do this boss fight. I think I have to actually like save, or not save, but load like much earlier on. I can't do it, bro. I just can't. I'm so mad, but I can't.
Yeah, that was an official rage.
What is just perfect for? You know why? Because it does extra damage to bigger monsters. So we're gonna get into this.
You can tell I was very hyped to get this boss fight done. But yeah, eventually I do.
Nice.
And my satisfaction
God,
was through the
man.
roof. Just listen.
Comes the tail again. Get away from me! What's happening? Did I do it? Oh my gosh! Ah! Oh my god, I'm so sweaty! No, stop. Quick time event, why? Please! Oh my god! Oh thank god! I need to see it through. I'm ready. Oh my god! Stop. If I die here.
Yo, I thought they were gonna make me start the boss fight over from the very beginning here. And I swear to God, bro, I would have stopped the whole playthrough right there. This would have been the last Witcher. I mean, it already is, but I'm talking about it would have stopped here. That would have been it. But yeah, thankfully it was just like, that was it. It was just another quick time event, and that was it. That was the end of the boss fight. This boss fight, though, literally, it did things to me that I'm not proud of. Yeah, Saskia definitely deserves to be in Rage Quit tier. She was just terrible. But yeah, that's gonna be it for Witcher 2 bosses, and now we can finally move on to the much more calm and less humbling Witcher 3 bosses, including DLCs and expansions. we can start off in order. This is Imlereth, right? That's his name? Imlereth? Was he the first one I fought here? I guess so, right? Your name's Imlereth, right? Yeah, Imlereth. Okay. So, I'm not gonna lie to you. Witcher 3 bosses, like I already said, are like super easy. They're not hard at all, like almost zero difficulty. Yeah, if you're playing on like, you know, like Death March mode, some of them are gonna prove pretty challenging, but honestly, they're a lot more easier to like choreograph. Imlereth, yeah, he teleports, so does honestly everybody in the Wild Hunt, but you can kind of see it coming and you can pretty much dodge out of most of the attacks. His fight was still pretty cool. It was nice to get the revenge for Vesemir after he killed him. I'm gonna put him in pretty good. He's not A tier, but he's pretty good. Next up is the Crones. The Crones I raged at pretty much like after the second death, because I was like, how am I dying? They weren't hard though. It was just that I was like, I think I was just getting greedy with my attacks, and like, you know, one of them would hit me while the other was attacking me as well. While I was focusing on one, another would hit me from behind. You know what I'm saying? They're more so annoying than they were like aggravating. The boss fight was pretty good. It wasn't A tier. I don't know. They weren't bad, but like they weren't awesome. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'll put them at pretty good. Next up will be his second. This is what his second, not second in command, probably his third command. What's this dude's name again? Carinther? That's his name? This dude is the guy that Ciri fought, and I think Geralt fights him after. He like keeps summoning like golems for you to fight. But the thing about this fight is it's pretty easy to cheese. And the reason why is because he also shoots like a bunch of, I think it's like frost or whatever, or like light beams or something like that. And for some reason, they decided to let these be, I guess you can say, damaging to both you and other enemies. So what you could do is, and what I did was, I would literally like sit like here while the golems that he spawned were like right here, and then he was like right here. So as he would like shoot the stuff at me, it would actually end up hitting the golems instead. And then, you know, I'd be able to basically like just kind of waltz in and then hit him and then back up again, heal, Quen, and all that stuff, and then just keep repeating it. He was honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, easy AF. Super easy. Now, I actually believe that this is the Wolf King, which is just like the werewolf that Ciri fights. I don't even know why I put this dude here. He's actually like easy AF. It wasn't a challenging fight at all. I really shouldn't have put him on this list, but I did. He's kind of a nobody. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Aronin, it was a complete letdown. He really was, bro. It was easy AF. Aronin was not hard at all to fight. I don't think I died once during the final boss fight of Witcher 3. He didn't have really anything special going for him. I think he really just swung his sword around and teleported. That was like mainly it, bro. And again, because you can like use potions during combat, he wasn't killing me, bro. He wasn't. There was just no way, bro. Yeah. He was just easy AF, not living up to the hype that he should have. We'll go Hearts of Stone first. Heart of Stone. We're gonna go to Heart of Stone first, and honestly, I think I only have I have three bosses. 3 bosses here, okay? Toad Prince, I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like Toad Prince should have been a lot harder, but honestly, I clapped the Toad Prince in like 1 life. All you had to do really was just hit him and then like dodge, hit him and dodge, hit him and dodge. He has like 1 ability where he jumps in the air, then comes down. I think he also whips his tongue out, but that's only if you're like in front of him. I would constantly get to his side and stab him, and then keeps hitting to the side and stabbing him, and it was over before it even began. Honestly, it wasn't a hard fight. So yeah, he gets the easy AF ranking. Who's next? Next up is, this is the Groundskeeper, right? Sorry, this is the Groundskeeper. This boss fight, I'm not gonna lie to you, actually, I really liked it a lot because it had like almost like a genuine boss fight esque feel to it. It wasn't just swinging swords and dodging and stuff, bro. Like he would like summon like, I'm guessing like previous victims in like their souls form, and then he would fight them, and I think he would heal from it. He was just a really interesting boss fight. I definitely died a few times, but I wasn't like, you know, raging. It was honestly just interesting to fight him. I'm gonna put him at an A tier. He was actually pretty dang cool to fight. And then lastly, this is, I forgot his girl's name, but what's her name? Sphere, whatever. Right? Ethereal, that's all it says. This is the wife Sphere from, oh my god, I'm forgetting his name already. I forgot his name. Oh my gosh. But these things weren't hard to fight. Well, no, they weren't hard to fight because what I initially did was when I was fighting them, I ended up attacking all of them at once, and because of that, they basically jumped me multiple times, and I was like, okay, this is not how it's supposed to be. So, managed to actually fight them one at a time, and as I was doing that, it became kind of a cakewalk. I'm gonna put this at a pretty good fight. And then now we're at Blood and Wine. First boss you fight, I believe, is this bad boy right here. This thing was actually pretty fun to fight, I can't lie, because I've never fought one of these before, I don't think. What is it called again? It is, what does it say? Charlie White. That's not what this thing is called. There's no way. I forgot what it's called. These things, they're pretty easy to fight, honestly. It was an easy fight. I'm gonna be real with you. It wasn't a hard fight, like anywhere close. Next, we have the Bruxa. And this is the Bruxa that I believe you find in the manor, like below, like in the basement. Who's looking for like Detlef's hand, right? She was actually pretty fun to fight because she's the first vampire, like, you know, not like regular vampires, but like higher vampire to Bruxa that you fight. And she was actually pretty cool. So honestly, I'm gonna actually give her an A plus just because it was really cool to fight her. Like, it was just something that you've never done before. Next up, we can go ahead and put in this dude. This dude, I forgot his name, but he's like the final boss you fight in one of the like contests for one of the missions. The thing that I like about him is that he's basically like a new class of enemy. It's like a heavy class. And I think you only fight like one other character who's like him. And that's when you find out that the Duchess's sister is actually, you know, Detlef's girl in a plot twist. But you fight one other person who's like him, and that's it. I actually liked his fight. It was pretty good, but he was also kind of easy AF. Yeah. Next up is, this is the Cloud Giant, right? This Cloud Giant was actually pretty dang cool to fight because it kind of gave me like Dark Souls vibes. I'm forgetting what the name of it is. It's like a king or whatever. Is it the Nameless King? I don't remember what his name was. But there's like this Dark Souls boss, I think, that uses like electricity or something like that. It's kind of similar to this guy, and I liked his boss fight a lot. I'm gonna put him at A+. And then this one, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's easy pickings. Like, Detlef has to be my favorite boss fight in gaming history. Detlef was so freaking fun to fight against. Yeah, I died multiple times, but it was just so cool to see him go from regular higher vampire to transforming into like this bat-like being, and then he puts you into like this world of like blood, and like you have to fight him. And I comment to the fact that you're not actually supposed to fight him. You're supposed to like hit these like bubbles of like, I'm guessing they're like hearts. You're supposed to hit those in order to actually damage him. Detlef was just such a cool boss fight, and I'm mad because he's like an expansion boss fight, right? Why was he that much cooler than the main story boss fight? I don't get it, bro. What did Detlef have that Aridin did? Like, why did I really enjoy fighting this dude so much more than I did him? It's just crazy, bro. I absolutely had a blast fighting Detlef, and I am sad that I didn't have to kill him, but he was still a cool person to fight regardless. Now, if we want to go ahead and like kind of rank these like in order of, you know, what they are, like easiest to hardest, I'm gonna say, okay, hardest. hardest. We'll put him actually like right here. No, we'll put him right here. I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, that's probably perfect. I mean, we can switch these guys around kind of like that. Pretty good. I actually like this fight a lot. I like this fight a lot. Nope, I actually prefer his fight more. Put this one here. Nope, right here. Put the crones right here. I actually hated fighting this freaking thing. I mean, yeah, we can put him like, we can put her like right here at the end. All right, and then A tier boss fights. Detlef is obviously gonna be at the top. I'm gonna put this guy here. I'm gonna put the Karen here. I'm gonna put the Zoogle. I'm gonna put the Zoogle here. And then Jaquez is alright. I'm gonna put him probably like after her. That's right. And then as far as the hardest ones go, Saskia gets the top. These three are honestly probably tied. These three are probably tied, but Saskia is definitely one of the harder ones that I fought. You know what? Actually, yeah, we'll keep Letho right there. And honestly, I think I might switch these two around. That's right. So easiest to hardest. Least fun to most fun. Least fun to most fun. Easiest to hardest. And then of course I didn't fight these guys, so I don't know. But yeah, that's gonna be my tier list. Happy I got that over with. Yeah, that's probably gonna be it for Witcher stuff, unfortunately, until we get Witcher 1 remastered. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna miss you, Witcher. Goodbye. Goodbye.